Welcome to the Health and Fitness Show with Tracy Markley.
You keep saying you got something for me.
Hello and welcome to the show. We are going to be discussing hearing loss today. Did you know that hearing loss links to falls? It is on the list for risk of falls. When we're young and we're in the early stages of growing and gaining our cognitive skills and learning skills and social skills, a lot of that comes through our hearing. When we get older and you have hearing loss, it can start declining some of these cognitive skills, kind of like the opposite of how we gain them as a child. A study with Johns Hopkins Hospital stated that for every additional 10 decibels of hearing loss, it increases the chances of falling by 1.4-fold. The Hearing Loss Foundation also writes about hearing loss being linked to falls and also how you can be more prone to dementia if you don't take care of your hearing. It's really good brain care and wellness of your brain to take care of your hearing by getting hearing aids if you need it. The thought of wearing hearing aids for some people does not sound like fun and they just don't want to do it. But from experience, myself, being someone who has worn hearing aids for close to 15 years, I know what it feels like to have the proper hearing when I've gone without it. And my cognitive skills are better. My reading's better. I'm actually a writer now. Back in the day of growing up and going through school, I experienced a lot of struggles in reading and comprehension and English classes due to my hearing loss. But as I've been wearing my hearing aids the last 15 years, I actually read better and I write better, which I find pretty cool. I published 4 books. For someone who grew up with some difficulties in learning and reading and writing, it's a big accomplishment and I'm really proud of that. There was a time about 4 years after I got my first set of hearing aids where I kind of faded them out and I stopped wearing them. One wasn't working so well. I moved out of state and things in life were just happening. And for some reason, I completely just stopped wearing them. And shortly after that, I was at a retreat and there was about 6 people there, and a lot of it was about where do you want to go in your business. And part of my goals in business was to become an educator, become a speaker. And the leader said that I have the education and the knowledge and I have a good tone in my voice, but I speak too fast and it's hard to understand me sometimes. And I looked at him and said, well, when I wear my hearing aids, I'm told I don't speak so fast. So that made me come home from the retreat, try to wear my hearing aids again. And I still think one wasn't working too well. So I went over to one of the hearing places in town, which I love, and asked the girl, is there a speech therapist in town to help me speak better? I'm told I speak too fast. I told her the story. And she said, honey, you need new hearing aids. I'm like, oh. So I got new hearing aids and all that changed. And here it is some years later, and I just got a new pair of hearing aids. And it's fabulous. But what I also wanted to share too, I recently had to get glasses to wear all the time. I've been through the readers. Now I have glasses I need to wear every day. And the doctor thought it'd be a good idea for me to get progressive lenses. Well, for those percentage of people that don't do well with progressive lenses, I'm one of them. But it threw off my hearing. I had a hard time adjusting my glasses and my hearing, and everything was messy. I tripped, I stepped on my dog, I hit my head. So I went back to just basic glasses for distance that I had them make for me. But when I first got these glasses, I thought the prescription was wrong. I was still waiting to get my new hearing aids. I was in the progress of getting the insurance and everything set up. And I just thought they gave the wrong prescription. So a couple weeks ago, I got my new hearing aids. Instantly, my glasses were fine. So that shows you right there a perfect extreme example of how our brain and the neuroplasticity in our brain and how our brain adjusts for senses and changes. So when your hearing is really bad, like mine was, and it is, it doesn't fix it, but it makes you able to hear with hearing aids. One of my ears, I'm like 90% lost in a lot of the sounds and tones. And when I was trying to have my vision adjust to my glasses for wearing them every day for the first time in my life, it wasn't working because I read lips so much that my eyes were still playing such a role to help me hear that they never were able to adjust to my new glasses. Within 10 minutes of having my new hearing aids in, my glasses seemed perfect. So I wanted to share that story because it's a big example of what happens when we're not paying attention to our hearing loss or getting hearing aids to kind of bring it up to a good sound for you to communicate in the world every day, and also our eyes. So make sure, any age we are, but especially seniors, keep your hearing and your hearing aids updated, keep your vision and your eyeglasses updated. And if you have a hearing loss and you just don't want to get hearing aids, I want to suggest get them anyway, because you don't want to get dementia, you don't want to fall down, you don't want to get hurt, you don't want to lose cognitive skills, and you can hear again. When we're with a group of people and we're not hearing all the conversations very well, it makes us just kind of sit there quietly. And that's not as much fun as being able to participate in meetings or being with your friends for lunch or going to a movie or different places that you've stopped going to because you know you can't hear well. And also when it comes to children, when they're not being noticed that it's the hearing loss causing them to have learning disabilities, they start looking as if they have a learning disability when it's a hearing. And I'm a perfect example of that. I shared a little bit of my education learning abilities in the beginning of this podcast. But when I got to college, when you go to college, you get to sit usually where you want to sit in a classroom. And I found if I sat in the second row to the left of the classroom, I can comprehend much better than any other seat in class. So I just thought it was quirky, and I just went with it. And I got pretty good grades in college, 3.8 I think, but that's okay. But anyway, so my point of that being is I kept compensating to make myself hear and participate in the world. And when I met the hearing doctors, the one I went to back in California and the one I went to here in Florence, they shared with me that I've just been so good at reading lips and just subconsciously surviving it. But when I realized that I needed the hearing aids and I started wearing them, everything was so much better. I can hear the timer on the oven or the microwave when I'm cooking something. I'm not saying what so much. I had one client years ago, she would get so frustrated with me because I'd say what a lot when she talked. But she did talk in a lower tone and she looked down a lot when she's talking to me, which that makes it harder for anybody to hear. But if you have people around you that their tone of voice is just at the tones that you're losing or that you lack a lot of strength in hearing abilities with, when you get those tones put back in because the person who helps adjust your hearing aids to your losses, it's so nice. It's so much better. It takes anxiety away. It can help you sleep better. You can enjoy your TV shows. You can enjoy your friends more. And again, it's good brain health. So don't be afraid to get hearing aids if you need them. It can be a great plus to your life. Have a great day. You've been listening to the Health and Fitness Show with Tracy. Go have a great day, fit day, and a healthy day.
Are you ready, Boots? Start walking.